So I've created a website about the veiling of women in Islam, and what I wanted to get through by talking to some Muslim women is, why they decided to cover up and the implications it has in their life, covering up their bodies, etc. So if you could just give us some insight to, why initially you started covering up.
Okay, so I was brought up in a Muslim family, so I always knew that it was something that Muslim women have to do. It's an order from Allah, and so I knew that one day I would have to do it. When I got to the age of about 14, that's when it really hit me about the importance of hijab. But at that time, I was more inclined towards Western methods of life.
Yeah.
And that in a way overtook my Islamic identity. Although I always had it with me, I always knew that what I have to do, I knew it. So anyway, as years went by and I began to understand it more and more, the yearning within me to wear hijab increased. But still, I couldn't. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. It's because I wanted the Western way of life more than I wanted the Islamic way of life. But anyway, as you get older, you realise things, and my religion became more and more important to me. So for a good 5 years, I was just sort of fighting within myself.
Yeah.
I was fighting within myself to do it, to want to do it. But unfortunately, I lost the fight with it. So when I was about 20, that's when I went through some huge changes in my life, and I realised that the life that I was living, the Western methodology of living your life, was not satisfying to me. It just wasn't satisfying and it wasn't fulfilling. So that's when I started to adopt the Islamic life more and more and more. So I started to practice more and more and more. And with that, it all sort of fell in place. You start praying more, you start living like a Muslim, like you should do in the first place. And you also realise the importance of your Lord's commands and His orders. You realise how important it is. And when you have that love for your Lord, and when you have that longing to just satisfy Him, you do whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
So that was one side of it, you could say religious side. On the more practical side of things, around the same time that I was experiencing this religious change, you could say, I was gaining more respect for myself. So when I was walking down the street and you had all sorts of people looking and whistling and making noise, they don't even care what you look like.
Yeah.
They don't even care. The fact that you are female and move is enough to make them, sort of wonder.
Yeah.
So at this time, it used to disgust me, to be honest. It used to disgust me. I used to walk down the street and I used to wish that no one could see me.
Yeah.
I used to just wish that no one could see me. I used to wish that I could just, I don't know, just not be there, but be there.
Yeah.
And this was another thing that just made me realise that hijab is for me. I need it.
Yeah.
I need it more than anything. More than it needs me, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I understand.
It's beautiful. So when I started to do it was just something that I wanted so bad, I didn't feel anything.
So basically, from an outsider point of view, so someone that's not Muslim, and people that think that women that cover up are oppressed and stuff like that, how would you respond to that?
Nah, it's not an oppression. Or what I find an oppression is when you have to live to the rules set by society.
Yeah.
So when society is telling you to be thin and telling you to be a model and subjecting you to so, as a woman, you're just being subjected to so much.
Yeah.
I think that is oppression. When a man looks at you in a degrading way. When I did start wearing hijab, right, I found that I was getting so much more respect from Muslims and non-Muslims that I didn't even know.
Yeah.
If I was on the street and I was walking and there'd be a group of guys, for example, they would move out the way, and I was like, wow, I did not know did this happen? And it's not because they're Muslim.
Yeah.
They weren't Muslim. In fact, they weren't, yeah? But it just happened. At work, my customers, they would just be a bit more subtle with me.
Yeah.
You know, they'd be a bit kinder, a bit friendlier. And I had no idea that this is the power of what a little scarf.
Yeah.
So it clearly stands for a lot more than that, but no, I wasn't being impressed. It was my own choice.
Okay, so how's it kind of affected you in your life in terms of, you know, your studying stuff? Because obviously covering your hair is one thing, but then, you know, wearing the body cover, which is known as the abaya as well, like, did that kind of affect you in anything that you did normally, like with your work and stuff? And
it didn't affect me at all. It didn't.
yeah.
What is there to affect? It's just the way I dress.
Yeah.
No one had any issues with it.
So you didn't feel like it stopped you from doing anything?
No. What is it that I can't do now?
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing. Everything is there in place and it's fine. The only thing that it helped me in a positive way, it just helped me to practice more and more easily as well. Like in terms of praying, obviously you have to dress like this when you pray anyway.
Yeah.
Instead of me running somewhere, transforming, coming back, running to a mosque, because that's what I used to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally used to be a transformer. Come out the mosque and untransform and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just made life a lot easier. And it's given me a bit of an identity as well, a bit more of an identity.
Yeah.
Like you see other Muslims. Before, I used to say salam, and they used to give salam, and I used to be like, what's wrong with them? You know, why they're so stuck up? But then I realised that they don't even know that I'm a Muslim.
Yeah.
And how are they supposed to know? They don't know. And so when I adopted this identity, it gives you a feeling of belonging.
Yeah.
You exchange it on the street.
Yeah.
And you just exchange salams as you do. Next thing you know, you're talking.
Brilliant.
And it's wherever you go, you feel a sense of belonging.
Yeah.
And that is all because of Islam.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for that insight.